My daughter and her friends' criteria for judging a good armchair is whether it would feel right and relaxing sitting in it and having a gin and tonic at the end of the day. And to my mind, this chair perfectly fits into that bracket. And if you want to relax a little bit more, then you can unfold the footrest, put your feet up, and really enjoy your gin and tonic. Perhaps if you have too many, you can put the back down, turn it into a bed, and sleep it off. So, what is this? Well, it is a folding iron chair bedstead. Lots of different companies made them at the end of the 19th century. Lots of retailers, furnishing department stores in London sold them. Maples, William Whiteley's, Oatman's, Harrods, etc., etc. And they all called them by similar names with a slight variation on the theme. You had folding iron chair bedstead, you had iron folding chair bedstead, patent folding iron chair bedstead, etc., etc. And although lots of different companies sold them, they were probably made by a few other different manufacturers rather than the department stores. And it's really quite unusual, in fact I don't think I've ever seen an example, to find such a chair with a maker's label on it. So we don't really know any history on who made them, just who sold them. And you could buy them in a variety of different forms. So some of them, like this example, would have a brass front leg. Some would have a brass front leg with a brass rail, rather like a bed in the middle. Some would have a very plain iron front leg, a little bit similar to the back leg. Some would have a turned wooden leg, which might be painted. And I know Oatman's, for example, sold them in 3 different sizes and 7 different qualities. So the ones that you find today, the same rules apply. You have a number of different qualities of this type of chair. So if ever you're buying one, apart from looking at the condition of them, you need to just try and assess the quality of it when it was first made and what it is now, as to how much you want to pay for it. So, how does this chair work? Well, we need to show you that. The back can recline, and I think we need to bring you in and show you that, because on this arm you have got 3 different fittings. It's on the most upright at the moment. So let's come in and have a look at that. So we can see these 3 cutouts here. And if we push the chair forward, then this bar, which sits into the cutout, will lift. And the same on the other side. So you can then sit it in with a slight incline, or you can take it to the highest one to a greater incline. If you want to use the chair as a bed, then you completely fold it over and the whole arm will go back and will flatten out as a bed. So to show you the different incline on the back, I've moved out a little bit. Now I've removed the catch on the other side to show you. So this is on the most upright position. We bring the chair forward a little bit, so we can release the catch. That's half inclined. On the third, that's fully inclined for use as a chair. Now, to get the footrest out, it's underneath the seat cushion. So we'll take off these cushions, and the footrest lifts up and unfolds. We've got a folding leg here to support it, and we've got an end section here to stop your cushion sliding off. And Sally, our wonderful cushion lady, has made these covers for the back and the footrest just to add extra comfort. Now these cushions can be buttoned together so they don't slide off. I'm not going to do that now. So there you have a day bed. Now of course it means that these are very practical for conservatories or even to take into the garden. And when these were first sold, although we would consider it a campaign chair, they were advertised strongly in these department stores' catalogues in home furnishings. Some of them also had them in their portable military furniture departments, if they had such a department. Heels were the only company really who strongly advertised them as useful for the military, and they would sell a complete set of furniture for army officers with a chair like this included. So that's your day bed. So let's turn it into, sorry, that's your day chair. Let's turn it into a complete bed. So to do that, we'll slide it forward. We've got to take off the back cover so that we can release the legs. Pull this forward to undo the holding bar, and then the back drops down, and there you have a bed. And you can see as the back is folded down, so the arms in turn have also dropped down. So you've got an extra bed which can be used for guests or if you're an army officer, very useful in your tent. But you've also got a very comfortable armchair, a gin and tonic armchair. Not that that should stop you from sitting in it with a good book and a cup of tea. Right, well let's fold it back up and turn it into a chair again, and then we'll give you a summary of the whole piece. So the footrest folds and goes underneath your seat. We'll just put in this back clip as well to support it, make it super strong, and we can see that it's all really quite compact. Now of course we also have to show you it folded down, so let's do that. So these clips come undone again, and the back simply comes forward. So that's really quite compact. And although they were, pardon me, advertised in their homeware department, companies like Oatsman in their catalogue entries also gave the exact size and weights for rail travel of these chairs. So they were conscious that they were very portable and very useful for travel, but strongly marketed for use in the home. Right, so cushion seat on, back seat on, and there we go. So you can see it folds and unfolds very, very quickly. Now it's made of wrought iron with brass front legs. Now most of them are made of wrought iron. The only difference with the front legs are you get them in turned wood, as I said, brass like this, or sometimes just simply iron as well. Those would have been the cheaper, more affordable models at the time. And these chairs were made from probably around about the mid 19th century all the way up to 1900. There's one in Tredegar House outside Newport, South Wales, that apparently belonged to Frederick Morgan when he was a young officer in the Rifle Brigade and was fighting in the Crimean War. Now, he also later went on to join the Monmouthshire Volunteer Regiment and the South Wales Borderers Volunteer Regiment. So it's possible he bought the chair later than the Crimea to use for weekend manoeuvres with his volunteer regiments. But I think probably they did originate in the mid-19th century. And certainly we've seen catalogue entries for the 1870s, 1880s for this chair. But it was a very affordable, clever but simple design that lasted the test of time. Still very practical today. And when you bought this chair originally in the 1880s, it would cost you just under or just over £1, depending on the quality you got. That's about £150 in today's money. So not bad for such a versatile chair. Of course, they've gone up quite a lot since then. To get the cushions made properly will cost you much more money than that. But it's a very useful, comfortable chair. So it's going to be probably around about 1900 in date, this example. It's made of wrought iron with a brass front leg, and as I said, it's very comfortable.